managed to have a picture of the micro solution example here. We find this in many markets. Where there is a designated area for putting your merchandise. But people keep pushing until sometimes you find that the road is closed. Okay, the mentality here is micro solution to try and get ahead and gain a little advantage over the next person. Okay, and sometimes it's like that. People running, and sometimes they're selling the same thing. All of them are selling the same thing. But and the price is the same. If one of them sells at a lower price, they'll get into serious trouble from the others. Yeah? We understand this, right? Micro solution. But the point here is this. It comes from our history. You understand that? Yeah. We are programmed for survival. We want to just survive. So no one is thinking of something different here. Or no one is thinking about, maybe I should talk to 5 other women so we can get together and form a cooperative, and then we can be bigger and share our profits. No one is thinking like that. Or 5 welders coming together to form an association. Why? Because each one is thinking about his own survival. This goes back to the time of Shaka. When our forefathers were running away, or they were surviving during times of droughts. So the micro strategy, in the case of many drivers, minibus drivers, is to try and allow drivers to gain a little advantage. To get ahead of other minibuses. Instead of looking for macro solutions. Now, notice that I've just introduced a new word there, which is the opposite of micro solution. Macro solution. Macro solution means you organize the traffic. You enforce the laws of the road. You construct overpasses or overpasses or bridges. In other words, you build an efficient macro system that will benefit the whole society, not just one minibus driver. And then of course, this includes many people who will benefit from an efficient transport system. So we see micro solutions in many other different ways. The other examples I have here are power cuts. That's micro solutions. Do you understand that? Women selling tomatoes, I already talked about this. Fixing broken car on the side of the road. Like this. No one takes it. No one thinks about taking it away. They're going to try and fix it right the way it broke down. What's going to happen is it's going to affect traffic. You can ask Marcus if you've ever seen this in Switzerland. It's not done. Immediately they will think of a macro solution. Get this car out of the way so that the passage is clear, cars can travel safely. Not to try and fix on the side of it. So, in contrast, the Western ideal is to seek macro solutions to problems. So drivers will wait in line or a queue at a stoplight. Buses will only stop at designated bus stops. They will not stop anywhere they like. So their system depends on micro solutions rather than to seek micro advantage. If macro solutions don't work, they protest and they will call the media and say, why is this happening? Why are we not providing efficient transport? And the good example of people who have looked for these sort of solutions to problems is people like Bill Gates, who is the richest, one of the richest men in the world. But he became successful in that way because the macro system allows for innovation and also for big business deals. So again, let me use an example here. You have 50 carpenters, for example, and they all come together. Say, let's do something big. How do we do it? So they're getting their heads together, they are meeting their minds together, they are thinking. And they can create something out of that. That's what people like Bill Gates did. And this is very big in the West. And these are examples of macro solutions. So in the West, people like Bill Gates and Ross Perot are seen as geniuses. Because they think in a big way like that. They don't think micro solutions. I want to repeat that what we are seeing and what we are talking about is a combination of culture and history. Okay? So, we're still talking about resources and how we use them here. And let's look at giving, borrowing and loaning of money and material goods.
Tione tu kugawana sizatu ndi anthu ena kubwereka komanso kubwerekesa zinthu ndi ndalama.
What does that demonstrate? What does it show?
Kodi zimenezo zimaonesera chani?
Number one, it shows solidarity.
Zimaonesera
mutual economic and social support. It shows support.
Zimaonesa ndithu kuti mumathandizana komanso kudalirana.
That you are hospitable.
Kuna kuti iweyo ndiochereza anthu.
That you are putting the interests of the group first ahead of your own individual interests.
Kuna kuti zofuna za anthu ena za group zika pasogolo kulekana ndi zofuna zako.
And also that you are actively participating in the wider society.
Komanso kuna kuti utengapo gawo ti mudera lalikulu.
Secondly, it shows generosity.
Chachiwiri chimathandiza kupereka.
And lastly, it also shows acceptance by society.
Komanso kuvomerezedwa ndi dera lako.
This is Africa. This is how we use our resources.
Kumeneko kunoko ndi ku Africa ndimene timagwirisira ntchito zinthu zathu.
If we go back to my point number one here,
tikabwereratu ku mfundo yango yambirira,
which talks about active participation in society.
Kuna kuti kuchita zinthu tu mudera lako.
A Zimbabwean wrote a novel, a book, a story.
Zimbabwe adalemba buku la nkhani.
And what this man was exploring in his book
ndiye munthu chimene amafotokozera buku lake
was the story of a young lady who had gone and lived abroad and had changed in the way that she thought.
Panali munthu amene anapita dziko lina ndithu kupeza kuti umene kuchako wasintha amene amaganizira.
And then when she came back
ndi atabwereranso ku Zimbabwe
and she was living in a certain community,
akukhala mudera lina lake usiku.
Her neighbors complained.
Maneighbors ake anadandaula.
Listen carefully here.
Mumpesese ichi.
The neighbors complained.
Maneighbors anadandaula.
And the complaint was this.
Ndiye madandaulo awo adali awa.
She doesn't even ask for salt from us.
Sapempha ngakhale mchere kwa ife.
Did you hear that?
Kumva zimenezo.
Not that she keeps to us, we want to go and ask for salt. No, she's not coming to us even to ask for salt.
Iwo asana dandaule kunoti ifeyo tumafuna tikapemphe mchere kunyumba kwa nzime koma dada kuti nzimayi sabwera kwathu tikapemphe mchere.
What does that mean? What were they trying to say?
Sikutanthauza kuti chani kodi amatanthauza chani amafuna nene kuti chani.
In understanding Africa and how we use resources. What was he trying? What were they trying to say? What were the neighbors trying to say? She's complete, she's sufficient, she doesn't need others. So if she says she doesn't need others, it means we can't go to her. We can't go and ask for salt. If she doesn't come to ask salt for us, it means we can't go to ask anything from her. Okay? It also means this, that we can't interfere in her life. She wants her independence. Because the African lifestyle means we live in community rather than in a social or spatial isolation. These are the highest values in African culture. A person who refuses to share or to give or loan someone something is refusing to be part of that community. That's what these people were saying. This person is refusing to be part of us.
Kapena kutenga ngongole kapena kubwerekesa ndalama ndiye kuti sali mbali imodzi ya mudzi umenewo.
And so such people are considered to be selfish,
ndiye anthu amene amene kuti ndozikonda,
egoistical and disdainful of friends or relatives, that they don't like friends or relatives.
Kuti samafuna anthu ena kapena samafuna abale yawo.
And so Africans are content to be part of a sharing society or sharing resources.
Ndiyeno Africa imaziwika ndina kuti imagawana ndi anthu ena zinthu zimene ali nazo.
Because we believe that people are more important than possessions.
Kwa yona kuti anthu ndofunikira.
So There is an emphasis in Africa, and we know this, where we are saying people are more important than possessions.
ndiye timaona kuti ku Africa kunoko timakhazika kuna kuti anthu ndofunikira koposa zinthu zimene ali nazo.
I'm going to keep reminding you.
ndizipitiriza kukumbusani.
In your own head, don't forget we are talking about money here.
komatu m'maganizo mwanu musaiwale kuti tikukamba za ndalama.
I'm not saying that this way of Africa, this way of doing things is bad or wrong.
sindikunena kuti mmene timachitira zinthu zili ku Africa tonse zolakwika.
This is who we are. This is how we live.
zimene tili zimene timakhalira.
But be thinking for yourself, how does this affect finances? My finances, how does it affect my business?
tizione kuti zimene zimakhuza bwanji za chuma changa kapena business yanga.
The African attitude towards things
ndiyeno malingero anthu aku Africa kunoko
at this level
pamiyezo uwu
has much to be commended for it,
kuna kuti zikwena zikhazikisidwe
because of the way people like to share their resources
kwachona kuti mmene anthu amafunira kugawana zinthu zawo ndi anthu ena
with those who do not have them.
kwa iwo amene alibe amafuna agawire.
The Western way tends to emphasize personal possessions.
pamene asinzathu mayiko ena amafuna kuna kuti zinthu zimene ali nazo zikhale zayiwokha.
This is mine, it's mine. The word mine is a very strong word.
maona kuti ndichanga ndi mawu akulu ndithu.
And personal rights are valued above responsibility to others.
komanso kunoti ufulu wanga umakhala waukulu tu pa anthu ena.
If you say in the African way, if you always say this is mine, 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 people don't like that.
ndiye ku Africa kuno kamangoti ichi ndichange ichi ndichange ichi ndichange anthu zimene samakondwera nazo.
When I lived in Mozambique,
ndili ku Mozambique
I had a Land Rover,
ndiye ndinali ndi galimoto.
and what that meant in the area where I was,
ndiye zimene zinatanthauza kudera kumu zimene ndinali neko.
because I was the only person with the car there,
chifoti kamu zimenewo ndinalekhane ndi galimoto.
everyone was coming to me asking for lifts to go to the hospital, lifts to go to do
we
this.
not
Someone is sick,
sadwale,
and someone has died, someone has done this.
kuli maliro kuli matenda ndifuna ndipite mtawuni ndifuna ndipange ichi.
And I knew that if I said no,
ndiye ndidadziwa ndikangoti ayi galimoto yangayi.
see, he likes his Land Rover more than people.
ndiye anena kuti oho galimoto akona kukhala yofunikira kuposa anthu.
And then I made a mistake.
ndiye ndidalakwisa.
I went to Zimbabwe one day,
ndinapita Zimbabwe tsiku lina.
and I decided to sell it there.
ndiyeno ndinapeza kuti galimoto chanegulisa Zimbabwe konko.
And I came back on the bus.
ndinachibwerera tu Mozambique.
In fact, I didn't sell it, I gave it away.
koma suli ndagulisa ndangomupasa munthu wina.
And there was a line of people coming one after the other.
ndiye tumuzi wonse anthu amangobwera.
And this is after a week when they noticed that the Land Rover wasn't there.
ataona kuti ndafika wiki yatha koma galimoto sakuiona.
And they were not saying,
samanena kuti
where is your Land Rover?
samafunsa kuti galimoto yanu ichili kuti.
They were saying, where is our Land Rover?
amafunsa galimoto yathu ichili kuti.
And when I told them that I had given it away,
ndiye ndidawuza kuti galimoto ijatu ndampasa munthu pino Zimbabwe.
they would sorrowfully shake their heads.
ndiyeno amagwedeza mutu wawo.
What are we going to do now?
ndiyeno tipanga chani mudzi.
This is a big disaster for us.
apano ndi mavuto akulu mudzi muno.
They saw it as a community property.
iwo adaona kuti galimoto ijatu idali ya mudzi.
They owned it too. It wasn't just for me, it was theirs too.
adaona kuti galimoto isiyambe koma ndiyatonse mudzi muno.
And then when I bought another one, which was an upgrade, I bought a Toyota.
ndiye ndidagulano inano yapamwamba pake.
Everybody cheered.
aliyense ananyadira.
I couldn't say, hey, you're cheering for my car, it's not your car. I couldn't say.
sindinawuza kuti munyadira galimoto yanga sindinanene zimenezo.
They felt it was theirs as well.
adazindikira anaona kuti galimoto iyi ndiyathu.
Heading on.
ndiyeno kupitiriza.
Now, although the often relaxed attitude towards things is much to say for it,
ndiyeno angakhale zimene timaonera zinthu nopalisame zimene tikhoza kunena.
there are linkages between this attitude
pamakhala kulumikizana ndi kulingalira maganizo.
and a lack of accountability
komanso tikusowa tikona kuna kuti uzichite zinthu bwino.
in the way people view resources.
munjira imene anthutu amaonera zinthu kapena amasamalira zinthu.
That's a very important statement.
zofunikira kwambiri.
Do you understand what it is saying?
tikumvesesa.
This attitude of not holding on to things
munjira iyo yosafuna kuzigagamira zinthu
This is mine. This is mine.
kulephera kuyankha kuti ichichi ndishanga.
There is a link between this attitude
Pamakhala kulumikizikana pakati pa malingaliro amenewo
and also a lack of accountability.
komanso tikusowa tikukhazikikapo pa chinthu chija.
If we say things are not important,
Ndiye tikaenda kunoti zinthu nzosafunika,
we are also saying that there is no need for anybody to be responsible for them.
ndiye kuti tikuyankhula kuna kuti wina sikuti papezeke munthu otengapo udindo pa chinthu chimenechi.
We don't say these words, but our actions speak louder than our words.
Mawuwo sitimatulusa koma zochita zathu mene timazigwirisira ntchito zinthuzo zimalankhula.
If things are not important,
Ndiye ngati zinthu sizofunika,
and then if I show concern for them,
ndiye ne ndikaoneseratu kuzika kwanga,
it means I'm placing importance on trifling matters, on things that are not important.
kuzimaonesa ngati kunoti ndikuonesa kufunikira pa zinthu zimene sizosafunikira.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ndikumvesesa.
Let me give you an illustration for you to get a hold of this.
Ndikulongosolereni mumve.
So I moved from my Land Rover to the Toyota.
Ndiye ndinachoka pa Land Rover kugula Toyota.
Twin cab.
Ndiye ndiyaziseko ziwiri.
And which means how many people can you take in front?
Ndiye ndotanthauza kuti kusogoko ndikatenga anthu angati.
Huh?
3 or 2.
Yeah, this is a very good discussion. How many people can you take in a twin cab? Including the driver. Huh?
Kufanikizira driver galimoto yake yoti yaziseko ziwiri tinganyamule anthu angati.
Five. So driver,
Anthu 5,
passenger on the front seat,
driver, passenger,
and right? That's enough in the front.
atatu. Ndiye
And then at the back,
ndiye nokumvuyoko bodeko.
10.
10. Yeah? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know how many people you can put in the front? In the
Kuziwa
back?
kanji kuti ungaika anthu oshuka choncho kuziwa bwanji.
Huh? How many got in the back?
Ndiye kumvuyo kwa galimoto ndithu.
And let's say there's a canopy. Mine is a canopy. So how many people with a canopy? How many people can you fit?
6, 5.
Kanabe yoseka kumvuyo kuti ngaika anthu angati box body.
So when do you decide that it's enough? When there's 3-3?
Ndiye ndoti ngauze anthu kuti takwana
When
mukakhamuya
do you, at
mangati.
what stage do you decide?
Kodi timayemuso
So,
the place is finished.
so I'm driving.
Ndiye ndikuyendesa
My wife
mkazi
and
wanga
my 3 children.
ananga atatu pamvuyo.
And I have a lot of luggage in the back
Ndiye kumvuyo kuleta ikasuwa masatu.
because I'm traveling all the way from Mozambique to South Africa.
Kwati kuchoka ku Mozambique to South Africa.
And someone stops me.
Anakuyimisa.
And I think maybe there's a problem. Let me stop.
Muna mvuto olundiyime.
I want a lift, say.
Ndikufuna ati mundithandize mayendedwe.
And he's got his luggage, he's got loads of cartoons.
Ndiye katundu wambiri nayeso.
I'm sorry, my car is full.
Ndiye bebani ngekutanga sasa.
He looks inside.
Ama yangana ukosogolo.
You have lots of space here, but 3 people. I can sit with the children at the back and my stuff can go. Some can go on the roof, some can.
Ati mulindima kumbuya kanakozikoza kukhalapo katundu wake unandike kumbuya wina pamwamba.
No, my car is full.
Ndikugani kutanga sasa.
This guy he's very mean.
Nani muntu amene ndio mana.
Sure, afterwards I will hear these stories after I came back. You refused to take such and such a man. You wanted a lift, but it was raining. You were very, very cruel.
Ndiye ndikabwera nkhani mebeza muzi wakuti kuti tsiku lakuti anakuyimisa osamutenga kumaputani kunali mvula munali ndi mwana tsiku
My car was full.
galimoto yanga abayira sasa.
He said you only have 3 children at the back.
Ana kuti munango ikatwana atatoka kumbewa.
Because for us, even when your wife was sitting, you can squeeze one person there. And when the children were sitting, there were 2 or 3 more people there. Children, because they sit on the lap. Do you understand what I'm saying here? I was insisting that I'm responsible for my car. I don't want to damage the suspension. I don't want to damage the seat. by putting too many people who will smash it afterwards.
ndiye ineyo ndimango yankula kunoti ndifuna nditeteze galimoto yanga sindifuna kuyika anthu ambiri kuna kuti ikhale pa mavuto.
And the attitude was,
ndiye malingaliro adaleona kuti
amafuna galimoto yake kwambiri posana. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, you can translate this to money. It's the same thing. If you say, I have money, yes, but this money is for something else. But, and we'll have a session on this one. But I need the money now, and you're talking about money for... So his business is more important than my immediate need now. Do you understand this? This is why I'm saying that this understanding of resources can create this kind of tension. It also means ambition is undermined. Undervaluing things also means ambition is undermined. Meaning that many people are happy to live very simply or even to live off the generosity of others. You see that? There is no ambition. There is no ambition. I want to do something different. I want to go. So now they are taking advantage of those that have resources. And those that have resources feel bad, they feel obligated to share their resources. Do you see the circle? Yeah? Okay? They say, if I don't help, they will call me a bad person. And I don't want to be called a bad person. So I will carry on helping. Even when helping is not helping that person. You understand that?
Yeah.
You might think you are helping somebody, but you are not helping somebody. We'll talk more about this. So let's look at some general practices. So number one, the financial need that occurs first has first claim on the available resources. So what I'm trying to say there is this. The person who is the treasurer of a collective fund is allowed to dip into the common purse and take some of the money in the case of an urgent need. Such as to pay a bill or school fees or funeral expenses. So let's say I'm the treasurer. Then there's a funeral in Blantyre. I'll take the money and I'll go to the funeral. When you come, the moment I tell you that yes, everybody made their contribution this month, and I actually had 3 million kwacha here, but hey, there was a funeral in Blantyre and I took that money, I used it. Okay. There's nothing to do.
brande kunali malilonde na yosa kwa sasa ndani zao jamota basi bebe tingashide za chitika zimenezo I'll pay back.
It's acceptable because his need, for us we are thinking his need is important. So he has first claim to the available resources. Another example I have here is of 3 young men who lived in an apartment. And they chose Bango to be their treasurer for the electricity bill. And then Bango had an emergency. So someone came to borrow some money from him and said, you pay him back before the electricity bill was due. So Bango took the contributions from all his friends and lent it to this person. Because he didn't want to say no. He had the resources. He didn't want to say no. But the person who borrowed did not bring it back in time before the electricity was cut. So one day, they found themselves in this situation. The electricity was cut off because Bango didn't pay the bill. So his friends said, what happened? We gave you the money in advance. All of us contributed. We gave you the money. And Bango said, well, my friend came, he had a need, so I lent it to him. So for a week, they lived in darkness. The money was there. It was designated. But Bango has used it for something else. This is very common. This is how we use our resources most of the time. So there is no planning, there is no budgeting. Even if there is planning or budgeting, the agent need claims. It works like this. Lend me some money. Sorry, it's already budgeted for. I've got plans for my money. But you won't need your money to pay your bills right away, and mine is due tomorrow. So why don't you give me your money now? Because your budget is talking about next week, and I need the money tomorrow. And the point that this person is making is that his financial need has priority because his need is more immediate. You understand what I'm saying? Again, this is very common. Maybe many of us have experienced this many times. We have done it. It has been done to us. But you're talking about buying a tire. I need the money before that. And we end up giving out the money. This is the African system. It's how we work. It's how it makes us all keep going. That's how we keep going. It's micro solutions. Yeah. Okay. More examples. Money for medicines is borrowed. But now he needs money to go on a holiday, which he has already spent. Let me explain this. So I have a medical problem.
mavuto ndikufunika thandizo la kuchipatala mankhwala.
I need TB tablets every month.
Ineyo ndifuna matablet a TB mwezi uno uliwose.
And I have the money.
Ndalama ndinayo.
But I have another friend who has come who has got an immediate need.
Koma nzanga wabwera ndicho sowa cha lero leloli.
So I take my money for buying medicine.
Ndiye ndalama yanga kodi mankwange koma bwere kwa mwezi.
And I lend him.
Ndimubasa nzanga yani.
But now for me it's time for me to go on holiday now. I've taken time off from work, 2 weeks from work. I need to go to Blantyre on holiday.
Ndiye ineyo yafika ndona kuti ndikuenda ndipita ku Blantyre ku holiday.
And I spend my money already for that, and I will also lend my money for my medicine.
Ndiye ndalama ndayiononga kale inayo kula mankhwala ndamubasa nzanga.
What do I do?
Ndiye ndimapanga cha.
I have to go and borrow again.
Ndiye kuti ndikuenda ndipite ndikabwereke tsopano.
So I can buy my medicines.
Kuti ndigule mankhwala anga.
Yeah, they were there, the money was there, but I lent it to someone
Ndalama ya
else.
mankhwala idalipo koma ndapeza ndamubasa munthu wina.
There is a story here which I wrote, NGO funded for buying printing machine, later changed for something more urgent.
Ndiye no paliso nkhani yona kuna kuti NGO inakula machini olembera zinthu koma kenako zidasinthidwa.
So no, the NGO wanted to give money to buy a machine, a printing machine.
Ana NGO angaidi ndaba kuti afuna athandize ena kuti akagule printing machine.
And they sent the money to that organization.
Ndiye anatenga ndalama zile ndalama na kuti mufuna mugule printing machine ndalama zaidi.
When the organization received the money,
ndiye organization ndandandalama.
he said, but we have another agent need, so let's just use this money. Instead of buying the printing machine is not agent. Let's use this money for this emergency.
Ndiye ndalama zadalandira kuna kuti akomatidike so achina machine wakoza kudikira bali ndipikise ntchito kaipa ichi.
And sometimes NGOs complain a lot about this. They actually they say send it back. You're not allowed to use that money like that.
Ndiye no bezino kuti ma NGOs amakwiya mna kuti ndalama yobwezereseni bwereseni kunoko.
So some important words which we need to learn here are, number one, budgeting. We'll come to this, and these are some of the things we'll do tomorrow practically. We'll do some budgeting and accounting tomorrow, right?
Ndiye no zimene kanati ziziwisise kuzipilisisa zokuzina ndi za budgeting zimene zotiziwika mundu nomekake mmawa tikuzira bwino.
And planning.
Komanso kupanga dongosolo.
And this one we are specialists in YWAM, Amanda will tell you, but designated finances.
Ndiye no mwayo wa mutidakazika mo chimene chinakuti ndalamayo chimene yanenedwa kuti ndichakuti chisasinde chikhale chomwecho.
Okay? We will talk more about those things, but before we finish, we need to make sure that we understand those things.
Ndiye tisadamalize maphunziro athu zimenezozo tikuyenera kuti tizimvesese.
Because if someone gives money for the printing machine, it must be for the printing machine, it must not change.
Ngati wina wapereka ndalama kuti ndalama iyi ya printing machine isasinthe kupita dera lina igwire ntchito imene yaperekedwerayo.
If it's money for a welding machine, it must be money for a welding machine, not to go for your roof.
Ndiye no ngati ndalama ili yoti mwagule welding machine, mugule welding machine osati kuti mukonzesere nyumba yanu.
Okay? That's what we mean by designated finances.
Zimene tikudantha zinoti ndalama ikaperekedwa pa ntchito yone igwire ntchito yakuti isasunthe ikhale ntchito yake yomweyo.
If money is budgeted for something,
ndiye ngati ndalama wapangira budget kuti mfuna mpangirayo china chake.
Because of this attitude that we were talking about how we use our resources, we are so relaxed about it. We tend to shift so easily, change things so easily.
Chifukwa chanina kuti tana kuti mmene timaganizira zinthu apese kuti tapanga budget bwinobwino koma timangozisuntha zinthu zija osakhazikika.
We need to say, this is my budget and I'm not going to shift from it.
Ndiye tiphunzire kuti kuti budget yanga ndiyipanga chonchi palibenso kuti ndiyisuntha.
There is discipline that's required.
Zimafunika uzipase mwambo.
You need to be a disciplined person if you are going to succeed in this. But in the examples I gave, the point being made is that the shortage of funds did not come because costs went up, or that insufficient funds were available, but that there was a deliberate choice or desire to use the earmarked funds to cover immediate needs.
Komano kunena kuti padali chikumbo chona kuti chimene unapanga chisankho kuti ndama imene nali nayo ine pakabwera vuto ndigwiritse ntchito kuvuto limenelo.
Therefore, jeopardizing the funding of known and planned for future needs or projects.
Kena kono kusokonezatu pa ndalama zimene zinapangidwa ndondomeko kuti zigwire ntchito.
Some of my family members think that I'm a very cruel man.
Anthu ena kubanja kwathu amaona ngati ine ndine wamwano.
Mwano is the same as cruel.
No.
Wankhaza.
That I don't care.
Kuti sinimasamala.
Because they will send requests
Chifukwa amandipempha
and they expect me to immediately respond and do something.
nde amaganiza kuti nthawi yomwe anenayo nine ndipangepo kanthu.
But if it's not budgeted for,
Koma ngati sindayike mu ndondomeko zanga.
where am I going to find the money?
Ndiye ndama ndikazitenga kuti.
To go and rob a bank?
Kodi ndipite ndikape ku banki?
Huh? I have to be honest and say, it's not, I don't have it, it's not in my budget. Oh, but we saw you putting fuel in your car. Yes, because that was budgeted for.
Then ndimauze neyo ndama ndipangeze neso ndipe ndamati ndidaona mukutira kali moto mafuta then mwana kutia kodi ndaipangira budget pake ndinaika mu mafutawo.
Do you understand what we're saying?
Kuvesesa
Requires discipline.
zimafunika kuzipasa mwambo.
This point which I'm talking about, and I've started talking about this already,
Neyo point imene ndikunenene imene ndamba kale kulongosola.
it overlaps with the questions of budgeting,
Zimalumikizikana ndi kupanga budget,
overspending,
kugwiritsa ntchito ndalama kupitirira muyeso,
changing designations,
kusintha ndalama imene ukufuna kugwiritsidwa pa zinthu zina kupangira zinthu zina,
which we will, as I said, we will discuss later in detail.
tizilongosolatu bwinobwino.
But there is one thing which is unique in all this,
Koma pali china chake chimene chili chofunikira pa zonsezi.
and that the funds were available for the budgeted expenditures,
Kunena kuti ndalama zidalipo pa budget imene unapanga,
but they were actually or planned to be spent elsewhere.
komano unapeza kuti ndalama ichi wayigwirisira ntchito tu mu zinthu zina.
Okay? The second point,
Chosatira,
resources are to be used, not to be kept, not to be hoarded.
zinthu zikuyenera zigwiritsidwe ntchito osati tingozisunga.
That's our thinking.
Zimene ife
We
timaganiza.
think that it's wrong to save money. It's not right to keep money. If you have got it, use it. Why do you want to keep it?
Timaganiza ndalama ulinayo ugwiritsidwe ntchito pale ndikana kuti ndalama indisunge.
So it is a general rule
Ndiyeno limakhala ngati noli lamulo ndithu.
that people expect that money and commodities will be used or spent
Kunena kunoti ndalama kapena katundu zigwiritsidwe ntchito.
as soon as they are available.
Ukangoti wazipeza zigwire ntchito.
If the possessor does not have immediate need to spend or use a resource,
Ndiye ngati munthu wa zinthuzo alibe chosowa kuti agwirisire ntchito zinthuzo kapena ndalamayo.
relatives and friends certainly do.
Azizake kapena mabanja pake ndekuti amakhala ndi chosowa.
I've had relatives say to me, "Are you using that bicycle?"
Ndakhala ndikumveni achibale yangu ndikusa kuti njinga icha kugwirisira ntchito.
Well, not now.
Panopa sike ndikuye.
Why don't you give it to so and so? They really need a bicycle where they are.
Tosalenga njinga kwapasa kuti ndakuda amene ulafuna njinga.
Sina ngelo sina kugisa shit.
Because you are not using it.
Why do you want to keep it?
Chipaya kusunga njingayi.
And remember, we're talking about money. The same thing applies in money. You have money, you're not using it. Why don't you give to so and so? He needs it more.
Simozi ni ndalama, mwini ndalama mukungosunga kwanjo sawapasa kudagwirisire ntchito.
To have resources and not to use them is hoarding, it's keeping.
Zinga nakukhala ndi ndalama komo katundu osagwirisira ntchito kungozisunga.
Which is considered to be unsocial.
Zimapangisuna kuti iwende kusuma masuka ndi
Now,
azinzako.
I'm not saying that Africans don't save money.
Sindi kunena kuti anthu aku Africa ndalama samaziwa kusunga.
There are ways we do this,
Palitu njira imene timagwirisa ntchito kuti ndalama zisungike.
okay? And we'll talk about that.
Ilongosola.